Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are fine. Children, now please open your English Oxford book. This is our second class for the same lesson, and we will continue reading the second part of our first lesson today. I'll remind you our lesson in a few sentences. You will recall it in your mind, okay? So, we read about a meeting of a girl, Dorothy, with a scarecrow, right? Dorothy was on her way to the Emerald City with her pet Toto. Now, why was she going to the Emerald City? To meet the great Oz, who can send her back home. And where was her home? In the Kansas City. Okay, and there she meets a scarecrow. And what was the strange thing about the meeting? Do you remember something? The strange thing was that the scarecrow was talking and nodding its head like a human being. Isn't it strange? Yes, it is. So now let's read from here onwards and see what happened next in their conversation. Ready? Children, please keep your pencils in your hand to underline the difficult words and put your fingers from where I am starting reading now. Okay? So Dorothy, she was very surprised to see the scarecrow talking, isn't it? Alright. The scarecrow stretched and yawned. Who are you? Asked the scarecrow. And where are you going? So when the scarecrow got down, he stretched and then he yawned, and then he asked Dorothy, who are you and where are you going? So let's see what Dorothy replied. My name is Dorothy, said the girl, and I am going to the Emerald City. I am going to ask the great Oz to send me back home to Kansas. Okay, children, please underline the word emerald. Okay, emerald is the name of a city, as I've already told you. And also underline the word great Oz. So great Oz must be a character who would be having some magical power. So that is why she is going to meet the Oz, so that he can use his magical power to send her back home. And here you underline the word Kansas. As I already mentioned before, it is the name of a city which is in United States. So she said, my name is Dorothy and I am going to the Emerald City, so to ask the great Oz to send me back home. Where is the Emerald City? Said the scarecrow. And who is Oz? Now the scarecrow, scarecrow doesn't know all about the Emerald City, about the Oz. Okay, so he is asking, where is the Emerald City? So all these are very unknown to the scarecrow. So he questions, where is the Emerald City and who is this Oz? Why, don't you know? She replied in surprise. So she was surprised and she asked, why don't you know who is Oz? No, indeed, I don't know anything. You see, I am stuffed with straw, so I have no brains at all, he answered sadly. So he said, no, I don't know who is Oz and where is this Emerald City, because I have no brains. You can see that I am stuffed with straw. I am all filled with straw. I don't have any brains. So how will I know? So he was very sad for not having brain. Oh, said Dorothy, I am sorry for you. Do you think, he said, if I go to the Emerald City with you, that Oz would give me some brains? Alright, children, please underline these lines. Okay, we will discuss at the end of the chapter also. So the scarecrow asked, do you think if I go to the Emerald City with you, the Oz would give me some brains? Who is saying all that? Scarecrow is saying all that. He is having strong feeling of having brain like human beings. Alright, I don't know, she replied. Come to the Emerald City with me and Toto. You can ask the great Oz for a brain. So she replied, I don't know he'll give or not, but we can try, we can ask. So come with me and Toto, we will go together. What if he doesn't give me one? You should try anyway, said Dorothy. You have nothing to lose. So the Scarecrow again questions, what if he doesn't give me? Dorothy replied, there is no harm in trying, isn't it? So you can give a try. Okay, that is true, said the Scarecrow. You see, I don't mind my legs and arms and body being stuffed because I cannot get hurt. If anyone treads on my toes or sticks a pin into me, it doesn't matter because I can't feel it. So he said, okay, that's true. We can try once. Dorothy listened carefully and nodded. Nodded means to move head, okay, as a sign of saying yes. She was amazed to see the Scarecrow walking and talking. So Dorothy is still amazed. She is still surprised to see the Scarecrow walking and then talking. So she is still surprised, though she is talking, but she is still in surprise. But I do not want people to call me a fool. And if my head stays stuffed with straw instead of with brains, as yours is, how am I ever to know anything? So he says, but I don't want people to call me a fool. I don't mind if my body, if my legs and arms are filled with straw, but I want a brain because I don't want people to call me a fool. So he hates people calling him fool. I understand how you feel, said the little girl, who was truly sorry for him. If you will come with me, I'll ask Oz to do all he can for you. So here again we can see the kindness of the girl. See? She is saying, I understand how you feel. So she was also sorry for the Scarecrow for not having a brain. So she says, come with us. I'll once we reach Emerald City, I'll ask the great Oz to do all he can do for you. So here we can see that the girl is very kind, isn't it? Helpful. Thank you, he answered gratefully. Dorothy, Toto and the Scarecrow walked to the fence. Remember, no, Dorothy was sitting on the fence, okay, and all this conversation was going on in the field, okay. They climbed over it and started walking along the yellow brick road towards the Emerald City. So now they are finally moving to the Emerald City. They are walking now, okay. Toto sniffed around the straw man. Alright, children, please underline the word sniffed. Sniffed means to smell, okay. He growled as if he suspected there might be a nest of rats in the straw. He was behaving in an unfriendly way because he did not know the Scarecrow. Okay, so underline the word growled here. It means to make a low or harsh sound in the throat, okay. Usually the dog growls, no. So Toto, he was not behaving properly. He was behaving in an unfriendly way with the Scarecrow because he didn't know him, okay. So don't mind Toto, said Dorothy to her new friend. He never bites. So Dorothy here tells to her new friend. Who is her new friend? The Scarecrow, isn't it? So she tells the Scarecrow, don't mind Toto because he never bites, so don't be afraid. Oh, I am not afraid, replied the Scarecrow. He can't hurt the straw. You see, Scarecrow is telling again and again about being inhuman. He is telling, I am not afraid because the dog can't hurt me. I am stuffed with straw. So he is again and again trying to say that I am a straw man. I am filled with straw. I don't have a brain. I am not a human. Toto, be nice, said Dorothy to her dog and bent down to pat him. Then she picked up her basket and they began walking again. So she scolded her dog Toto. Okay, she said, be nice to the Scarecrow. And then she picked up her basket and they all began walking again. To let me carry that basket for you. I shall not mind it, for I can't get tired, said the Scarecrow. I'll tell you a secret, he continued, as he walked along. There is only one thing in the world I am afraid of. So, who is saying this? Scarecrow is saying this. Can you see in the picture who is carrying the basket? The Scarecrow, isn't it? So, he is offering a help to Dorothy. You see how kind figure is that Scarecrow. He is kind and sympathetic, na? That he is helping her. And he continues saying that he is only afraid of one thing in the world. What is that? Asked Dorothy. Is it the farmer who made you? Now Dorothy is inquiring, who is that? What are you afraid of? What is that one thing that you are afraid of? Is it the farmer who made you? No, answered the Scarecrow. It's a lighted match. So he replied, no, it's not the farmer. I am afraid of only a lighted match. So why a lighted match? Why do you think he is afraid of a lighted match? Because it can burn the Scarecrow as it is stuffed with straw, isn't it? So a lighted match can burn the Scarecrow. So it says, I'm only afraid of a lighted match and nothing else. Alright, now as we have finished our lesson, what did you understand from this conversation between Dorothy and Scarecrow? Alright, I'll tell you. We came to know that how kind both the characters were with each other. You see how they helped each other. You remember how Dorothy helped the Scarecrow to get down from the pole. So this was a kind gesture from her. And what Scarecrow did for Dorothy? The Scarecrow carried her basket throughout the way. So this shows that they both are very kind and helpful. And another most important thing that we came to know in this lesson is that we being human beings are blessed people. Why? Because we have brain. We have brain to think, to explore, to know about everything. You see, the Scarecrow did not know the Emerald City or about the Great Oz or about anything. Again and again he was explaining to Dorothy about the shortcoming of his life, about the deprivation of his life, that he doesn't have brain. He can't think like human beings. So you see how blessed we are. We should thank our Almighty all the time for giving us brain and for making us human being. Alright children, you remember I asked you to underline these two lines. Do you think he asked, if I go to the Emerald City with you, that Oz would give me some brains? So you see that he is having that urge to have brain. And how blessed we are that we didn't ask God to give us brain, but he gave us by himself, right? We didn't struggle to have brain, isn't it? So we are very blessed and we should be thankful for that. Alright, now please pronounce the hard words and their meanings louder that we have underlined in this chapter, okay? Alright children, now that's all in this chapter. We will do the exercises in the next class. Till then, keep learning and thank you for watching.